to a new friendship.
A new friendship.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so I'm driving and it's raining, and I said I wasn't going to do any more of these movie reviews while I'm driving, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm an adult and I know how to drive and be safe and not put people in danger and talk to a passenger. So for the next few minutes while I talk about this movie, you're my passenger. Anyway, I went last night and saw Bone Lake. And I'm not a big fan of the name and even the trailer. And I think unfortunately it's going to really hurt this movie's performance, because I think if it didn't seem so cheesy kind of thing, more people would go and see it. But I'm telling you guys, this movie was so much fun. And I just hope that a buzz kind of gets going for it and more people go and check it out. But it's basically about this couple that go and get this really amazing Airbnb and for like a weekend getaway kind of thing. And it ends up being a double booked situation where this other couple shows up. And at first they're like, we're going to, play paper, rock, scissors kind of thing, and decide who gets to stay and who's going to leave. And then they decide, you know what, we're adults and let's just have fun. It's this huge mansion. Let's all four just stay here and just have a good time partying and whatever. And then things start to get weird. And I'm not going to give away the directions it takes and stuff, but it gets very strange and creepy and awkward and weird. But it's a super sexually charged movie with a really gorgeous cast. There's a ton of seductive, steamy types of scenes in it. But then in the final act especially, it gets fucking buck wild. It gets weird as hell, gory, weird. I already said weird. Just way over the top. Lots of violent craziness ensues. But I just think it's such a fun movie, and it feels like in a lot of ways it's kind of from a bygone era, because there's this trashy, dirty quality that kind of reminds me of those seedy late 90s, or maybe not even late 90s, but 1990, 90s thrillers, stuff like Basic Instinct and, a lot of the Sharon Stone kind of stuff. It just has that feel about it. There's this sweaty, Red Shoe Diaries, if you're old enough to remember what that is, flavor. But then it also mixes in this kind of bonkers, over-the-top horror. And it may not sound like that would work, but I'm telling you, it works so good. But only if you're someone that enjoys to watch weird movies that take big swings, that are over the top, that do things in a kind of different way. And I'm a big fan of movies that take big swings, because even if they don't always land, I am so about different. Let's try different things. Let's do different things. Let's do genre mashups. Let's, be brave and bold and willing to fail in our art, because otherwise everything just gets so formulaic and boring, and this movie is anything but boring. I also love the writing, the cast, the dialogue. You really care about this couple and really are rooting for them, but it's also really mysterious in the way that it unfolds, and you're not sure what's going on, or if this other couple is actually bad, or if there is some other darker force or something else involved. You're really kind of going along for quite a while trying to figure out what is actually happening here. But yeah, I just think it's a fun popcorn kind of watch. It's unique and different and creative, and doesn't take itself too serious, and really just lets you have a good time. So I'm telling you guys, Bone Lake is actually a really fun movie that's definitely worth your time. The main reason I wanted to go see this is because when I was at Fantastic Fest a couple weeks ago, this was numerous people talking about that this was kind of the festival darling from last year's, not this year's, but last year's Fantastic Fest. And they were really excited that it was finally getting a wide release and that everybody was going to be able to check it out, because it's a really fun movie. And so I was like, oh, I got to definitely check that out. The other one I'm going to go see tonight is Good Boy. And then I'll do another one of these, raw, dirty, reviews that hopefully you guys are enjoying. And, but they're short and sweet and just kind of giving my out of the theater reaction and feel to these movies. But I also dropped another video. So if you're wanting to get into the Halloween mood and see movies that I think are really good for this time of year, I released that video today at the time of recording this. So definitely go check that out as well. But I love movies like this. I love indie movies. I love new filmmakers that bring a fresh perspective and style. And this is a very stylistic movie. Just the way it's shot, the set, like the house. It's not a set, but like the house that it's shot in and that location. It's stunning. It's incredible. It's such a cool location to shoot a movie in. It gives it so much character and feel because of just the location and style and the way that house looks and the lake that they're on. And there's just everything about the way this movie's done has a funky, fun, interesting quality to it. Like, I love the color grade. It feels sweaty. It feels oversaturated in a way. And everything pops off the screen. And, like, just, I don't know, man. Like, I had such a good time with it. There's so many things I'd like to say about it. Like, especially how this movie starts. But, it's one of those deals where I don't want to spoil it. I want you guys to be surprised and go in and not be expecting anything. Because that's the thing with this. This is a movie that's not for people that are going to criticize a movie or pick it apart or look for flaws or try to do a movie review of their own. That's probably going to be a movie, you're probably going to have issues with it, is what I'm saying. But, like, this is for the crowd of people that want to see something new, something that's not Hollywood, that's indie and strange, bizarre, definitely campy and over the top. It just has a fun time. Like, that's really what this movie is made for. So if that sounds like something that you would be into, please get out to a theater and support this. We need to support indie horror. Like, if we want this ball to keep rolling, we got to go see this kind of movie in theaters, because the money's got to come from somewhere. And movies like this don't have to make a lot of money because they didn't cost a lot of money to make, but they still got to make something. Otherwise, you just can't keep making movies like this. And, like, that's the biggest trouble. And you hear people all the time talk about, all this Hollywood horror sucks and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, they're just making formulaic bullshit like, The Conjuring stuff. And no offense to you if you enjoy The Conjuring, but a lot of that stuff it's PG-13, just, same old, same old. It's not horrible. It's watchable. But it's, The Strangers Chapter 2 is an even better example where it's not doing anything new. It's not doing anything different. It's not in any way pushing the boundaries or even being willing to fail. They're just doing like an algorithm. Like, they're looking at the algorithm and doing exactly what the algorithm is telling them will work, instead of making something that's fun, creative, interesting, different, because when you do that, it's a big risk. Because a movie like this could just flop and make no money back. And so then it's very hard for this filmmaker and or other indie people to get finances to do another movie like this. It's like the situation with Shelby Oaks that comes out later this year, the Chris Stuckman movie. Or any of these indie movies you see coming out, like Good Boy as well, that came out this weekend. Like, any of those movies that are coming out during this month, especially of October, we got to support these. Like Chris Stuckman said in his most recent video, like, he doesn't want people to just go see his movie. He wants everybody to support all of the horror that's coming out this month. Because that's how we have a strong ecosystem. That's how the creative horror world continues to rock, continues to roll. That's how I continue to be able to do this. You are able to still watch and enjoy these. But it's like, we need support on every level, not just the big, the like once or twice a year that you get out to a theater to see, a big blockbuster horror movie. We need the little movies like this. Like, I'm not saying, you have to go spend $15 to see it. Go see it at a matinee for, $5-6 or whatever. get to a drive-in and bring a few of you people. Or if you can't get out of your house, you're someone that needs to be able to watch movies at home, then rent it when it comes out at home. But like any amount of money that you put towards projects like this, it isn't just about that movie. It's about a strong horror indie ecosystem in general. But anyway, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I hope you understand my passion, especially just getting back from Fantastic Fest and seeing so many movies that are these small little engine that could kind of situations from all over the world, you know. But yeah, anyway, that's my quick and dirty review of Bone Lake that's currently in theaters at the time of recording this on October 3rd, I think it is. So definitely get out to a theater, support this, support other horror movies, get out to a theater either way and watch some horror this weekend. But I'll talk to you guys later.